command. Then would be an argument to that command, is what I'm saying. Yeah. All right. I think that's probably enough. I'll let Ben, I'll let you take over from here. And you're doing part 2 of Linux from scratch.
Thanks, Jace. Let me turn my camera on. Am I on? Oh, wait, there we go. Gotta press the camera, the button harder. Okay. So remember how to share my. How do I share my screen again? There we go. Yeah, let's go with entire screen. All right, here we go. Okay, so the last time we left Linux from scratch, we had kind of diverted off the main Linux from scratch into a gist that I had found on GitHub that made a lot of that made the whole Linux from scratch process a lot shorter than the main one. The main one will take you every hour you got on a whole weekend to accomplish. Yeah, 8 hours a day, all day, from morning Saturday to evening Sunday. And I think it was getting a bit much for me just reading all that text and just to swim up to the surface and get to zero. So this time, let's just start off with the gist and see what it's doing. And because I did get it to work after a couple debugging sessions, and it basically does the same thing that that the real Linux from scratch does, which the real Linux from scratch takes special pains to build an entire environment with all your build tools and everything in a separate directory that doesn't have anything to do with where your build directory is going. And so that's what this gist is. And let's see, okay, I'm gonna switch over. Can you see my screen?
Yep. Yeah, we got you.
All right, so to give credit where credit's due, this is the original gist from Hex 4248. And gists are just, I did this thing. I don't really want to maintain this project. I just want to put it out there if somebody wants to use it. And he did so, and I thank him. And then at the end, I had some comments about, how to actually get this thing to work. You got to put int in front of some stuff, and then you got to uncheck something in the BusyBox make menu config to get it to work. And he never changed it, which is completely understandable. It just is just throw it over the wall and everybody else can use it. So I made a clone of the project. Well, you can't really clone a gist, but I just copied it raw and pasted it in here as my project now. Pretty sure you can do that. So thank you, Mr. Hex 4248, and we'll start from here. And yeah, I know this is a Linux user group thing, but if you're on a Mac and you want to do Linux things, then this is how you do it. So, and most of the time you're on Windows and you want to do Linux things and in a VM. Well, this time it's Mac. All right, so the prerequisites are you got to get to your terminal, nice terminal, and do a brew install, QEMU, Docker, and Git. And so if I do that, it should. Wait a minute. I'll just copy it. There we go. It should just tell me that I already got this stuff installed. It might offer to update some stuff. Oh yeah, there it goes. For those that don't know, Brew is Brew is what Linux people brought to the Mac OS operating system because we like our Linux commands that we knew on Linux, and we just wanted to use them. So, and we didn't want to use the native Mac commands. So somebody started the Brew project to be able to run Linux commands on Mac OS. And there we go. So a whole bunch of stuff got reused. Updated, and we're good there. So let's switch back over. And if you want to test it, go ahead and run Docker run hello world. And that works. So what actually happened here? I'm on a Mac. I'm running a virtual machine called inside a hypervisor called Kolima, and that virtual machine is Linux. So it is. So I'm running Linux, a lightweight Linux VM on a Mac using a Docker runtime, so that I can do this project. And then, so you got to do brew install Kolima. Kolima is that lightweight Linux VM that has a Docker runtime in it. And then once you get that running, you just say Kolima start, and the whole Docker runtime starts. So let's see what happens when we do that. I'm gonna stop some stuff. Like if I do a Docker PS right now, you can see I got a MarkLogic test database running called Dazzling Booth. Oh, and I need to increase this font size. Sorry. There we go. Is that big enough? Can you all see that? Oops. Are you still with me? Okay, good. All right, there we go. So I want to stop this. So I am not a doctor, but I play one on TV. I think it's, yeah, there we go. So now if I do Docker PS, yeah, I got nothing running. So now I can do a backwards search for Kolima, and I'm looking for this. To get a really complete environment, I want to do a Kolima stop. That just kind of suspends the VM, but Kolima deletes everything that you had configured before. So that'll get us to a good clean slate. And it says, "Are you sure you really want to do this?" Yes. And that got rid of my MarkLogic, all my MarkLogic stuff, which was just test stuff, and then whatever I had before to get this all running. All right, so now I can run Kolima start. Da-da-da. The runtime is Docker, creating and starting. It's giving us some messages. And I'm not sure I have everything that I need, so I'm gonna do another reverse search and just make sure. Lima start. Yeah, I know I just ran that. Oh, that one says I want 6 gigs of memory instead of the default 2 gigs. I think I'm okay. Yeah, I didn't have to do that for Linux from scratch. Well, maybe I did. Okay. All right. Yeah, this is the one. I wanted 4 CPUs. Dash capital V means volumes, and I want to be able to write to the repos directory. So let's run this again and clean up again. Yes, I'm sure I want to stop. Okay. Let me do a research. There we go. And boom. So yeah, this W flag right here ensures that you can write that the Docker container can write to the /repos directory, which is on a separate volume. And obviously the CPU says I want 4 cores instead of the default 2 cores. Okay. All right. So now if I do Docker PS, I got nothing running, but Docker is running, so that's good. And then we go back to got Kalima started. Okay, now the Docker image. And all this goes into and hit copy there. Oh, I'm sorry, I should put this into the chat so you can follow along. Sorry about that. Copy that. Go here and go to the chat. Type message. Yeah, that's me. All right. Okay. If anybody has a Mac and wants to catch up, I'll wait for you. But I think you're all on Linux. In which case, I can just charge right ahead. Hey, we got 2 Robert Lindsays today. I'm counting that. So Colug is bringing 3 people. All right. Switch back over. All right. So we need to use Docker to build the Linux from scratch because the build tools that come with Mac are not great for building Linux. It also containerizes the build so that it doesn't mess up your Mac. Yeah, that's the big thing right there. You want to have a completely separate environment from your a completely separate build environment from the actual that you're trying to build. So nothing gets your environment variables don't get messed up and all kinds of other stuff. So first we need to build a Docker image. So we go to the documents in the documents folder right there, which is just ~D documents, and then you make a folder called Docker LFS. So let's just verify that we've done that. Documents, and I got a whole bunch of stuff. And we're looking for Docker LFS, and I don't see it. What? Did I see that right? Docker LFS. Oh, I put it on a repos. Okay, sorry. All right, so if I go to repos repository, this is where I got all my repositories, and then I do a ls, and we've got Docker LFS right there. Okay. Notice I also have a Linux directory that I'll be using to build stuff, and then I also have a BusyBox directory that has the BusyBox source code, which we'll also be using. And BusyBox's whole deal right here is to emulate the Beyond Linux from Scratch project that you get to do after you build Linux on the real Linux from scratch. But yeah, it'll take you 2 days to just do this, and then you'll be like, oh well, okay, where's all my tools? And well, your tools won't be there because that's extra. You got to do the Beyond Linux from scratch. So that's what BusyBox provides for us. So we kind of jump into Lightspeed, and being able to do a very small distribution, your own bespoke Linux from scratch. Okay, so it's cd to Docker LFS, and what did it tell us to do? To make a folder. Yep, and we're there. In here, make another folder called Docker file and copy the following into it. That's not right. That's a lie. What he meant to say is make a file. No, okay, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to make another file. Let's correct that right off the bat. Yeah, there we go. And copy the following. That's good. All right, commit changes. Yes, it's commit to the main branch. Yes, okay, we're fine. All right, I already fixed something. So we copy that into the Docker file, and I already did that. So let's cat the Docker file, and boom, there we go. This is what we want to have inside the Docker file. So these are all the stuff you want if you're going to build Linux from scratch. You need fake root, build essential, and curses. XZ is compression utilities. LibSSL makes you secure. BC is the basic calculator. Flex. I'm not sure what Flex is. LibElf is the, I think, extended linking format that Linux uses, and then Bison is a I believe it's a compiler or a linker or one of the two, and then CPIO does a lot of copying of IO. So you need all that stuff, and then and so yeah, all this is going to go into the container that we're going to use to build Linux. And then it runs apt-get install, and installs QEMU, which is a, what did I just say? Don't do that. Don't do that. Escape. Control C. There we go. Okay. QEMU is runs VMs for you. In Arch, this architecture is the Mac architecture, which is Arch Linux ARM 64. Not Arch Linux. ARM architecture is 64. Yeah. ARM is just a chip company that the Mac runs on. And then we got Vim as an editor, and Nano is also an editor. So you can use either one of those. If you're not familiar with one, you can use the other. All right, let's go back. We got our Docker file. This is exactly the right requirements to build Linux from scratch. Yes. Now we need to build a Docker image. Inside Docker LFS folder, run the following command. Copy that. Docker build platform Linux ARM 64-T Linux dev. That's what we're naming it. And then that means build it in the current directory. And I already copied it, so let's go ahead and do that. And it's going to build. I'm in a meeting.
Come on.
You want me to get out of my meeting? I got kids trying to play video games next to me.
Georgie, I'm watching a video.
Get your foot off. They can see this, you know.
Fine. The camera can see it.
Okay, so I forgot how long this runs. I think this is the one that's going to run 60 or 20 minutes. It's a fast Mac. It's an M3 Mac, but still, it's gonna take a while. So, if we have any business to discuss about, well, Southeast Linux Fest coming up in June. We can talk about that. First of all, is it still happening? I assume it's happening. I haven't heard anything that it's not.
Yeah, Ben, I saw that it's at a new location this year.
Really?
It's not Sheridan. Yeah.
I remember we had it at that one place.
Yeah, it's not
Another
there yet.
hotel.
Is it still on the Greenville side of Charlotte? That would be.
Yeah. Well, Jeremy tries to get it close to the airport, so it's yeah.
My goodness. I swear. Third time I got disconnected.
You got disconnected?
Yeah, this is the third time. I don't know what's going on. It might be because I have 5 kids gaming at the same time.
Mm.
Wait, what? April 9th through 12th.
April 9th through 12th?
Let me go back.
Oh.
What's that?
Oh wait, I gotta share my screen again. I think.
Other fest.
Oh yeah, no, the Southeast Leather Fest is a completely different thing.
Not the same thing.
June 12th or 14th.
That'll be the Cortland Grand Hotel.
Screen share. Okay, so we're back. Am I back? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good.
It should be done pretty soon, right?
Yeah, it's okay. It's done. Look at that.
Yeah.
View build
It's
detail.
just building the container. There's nothing really compiled. It's just packages.
Yeah. All right. So let's just keeping on with the script. Go back to. I don't know why I keep dropping out, but oh wait, this will now take a. Oh, we haven't built it. Oh yeah, it did. Okay, it did build it. Take a while to build a Docker image, depending on your internet speed and the chip you have. Okay, downloading the sources. We need to download the sources, including the Linux kernel and BusyBox. I did that. So I already showed you those folders. warns us that if the builds fail, you can always re-download the stable version from there and BusyBox from there. BusyBox has some bugs though that I have fixed in my directories, and I will show you what you have to fix. Okay, so starting the Docker container. Now we need to start the Docker container. Go to Docker LFS folder and make a run.shell and copy the following into it. Through Docker run interactive
Teletype.
huh?
That's a TTY. Teletype.
Oh, Teletype. Okay. Good. I was going to say something else. It's got to be privileged. It has the capability of sysadmin, specifies 2 CPUs, and uses a platform of Linux ARM64. I'm not using 2 CPUs. I changed that to 4. So, yeah, I'll just do a. Oops, that's not matching. All right, come on back. What am I looking at? Privilege. I can search. Oh no, I can search for sysadmin. All right, there we go. What? I know I ran this. Oh, maybe I ran a clear and lost my history. Linux links. Well, let me copy this. I still don't believe it. Docker run. Not Mark Logic. Obviously, I ran a. Ooh. Nope. Nope, not that one. Ran an Alpine image as a test. Oh, that's funny. Saved a whole bunch of stuff, but not that one. Oh, that.
I don't think you have it. Just
I don't think
paste.
I do. Yeah. All right. So let me just cut it. I'll change the CPUs. Control C. All right. Lost my copy. All right. Here we go.
That's neat. Your prompt will show a red arrow if it's a non-zero exit code, and a green arrow if it's 0. That's
I'm glad you noticed that. What am I doing wrong here? Okay, I'm copying. Do I have to hold the shift key down when I'm paste? Shift Control V. That's not even the one. All right, Control C.
Yeah, just right click and do paste.
Let me try that. Thank you. Right click. There we go. Okay. And we'll hide. Oh, dirty dog. Change the CPUs to 4.
Yeah.
That'll make it build faster. And I know I have on a Mac they separate CPUs by system and performance CPUs, and apparently I have 4 performance CPUs, so that's It's like the max I can set this. Okay, and the V there says I've got a volume called Documents Linux, and another volume for BusyBox. And the colon separates my local file system from the container. So in the container, you'll see /BusyBox and you'll see /Linux. All right. See if it works. Password. Showing enough passwords today. Hey, look at that.
Hey,
I am root on this container. And if I do a ls root, you will see we've got the BusyBox directory and we've got the Linux directory. Awesome. Oh, I failed the redirections.
You need to skip that second
I guess
step.
it
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
just skip the run.sh because that's essentially you're running.
Yeah, I just did. I'm sure it'll bite me later. All right, you're now going to get Docker container. Please check the following before continuing. This is what I did not check before. Check if you are in ARM64 by running uname-m. All right. -m AR64. Awesome. And it should say, yep, there it is right there. If it doesn't, you are not in ARM64 mode. You need to restart the Docker container and check if Linux ARM64 is on in the start.shell. Is that right? Did we even define this? Or is
I
he?
think change the name from run that shell to start that shell.
Yeah, okay. I'll fix that later. I promise. All right, important. And also check if the Linux and BusyBox folders are mounted correctly by running ls Linux and ls BusyBox. We already did that. It should list the contents of the folders. If it doesn't, then you need to restart the Docker container and check if the paths are correct in the start.shell or run.shell. All right, so we can list.
The paths are wrong. You have one of the documents where you put it in the repos.
Did you hear that?
No, what did I do?
The paths are wrong. You have it pointed tilde documents, but you changed it to tilde repos.
Oh, okay.
You just exit out and then up and change the documents to repos. Should work. You have to exit out.
Yeah. Control D. Okay, I'm out. Should be no. Okay, yeah. All right. Let's run through that again. Okay. Glad you caught that. I think yeah. Oh, there's another one. Okay. It's gonna work. Yes.
There we go.
Yes. Oh man, so glad that worked. Okay. Now we need to build a Linux kernel. CD to Linux, make menu config. CD to Linux. And we do a make menu this is where I had to fix a bug last time, but I fixed it, so this should just work. Yep. Okay. Well, I think it's still working. So general set. So this is the whole reason why you might want to build your own kernel, because general setup, blah blah blah. You can disable any of the stuff that you don't really want. And in platform selection, all this was selected before. Every single one of these. I mean, I don't use Keen-based system on a chip. I don't use MediaTek stock family. The only thing I'm using is this. No, Pensando. What? That might be a mistake.
You're not even using that, are you?
There's no way. All right. That's going to change that. Okay. Okay, that's the only one I'm using. ARM limited platforms. So I can go ahead and save and write this to the .config file in the Linux directory. And it will tell me that my configuration was written to config. Thank you very much. And I can tab and go down to exit and exit. And exit there. All right. And if we wanted to